Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we're going to get to some comic books today. This is the long-awaited sequel to Shadows of the Empire, the record-setting big event from Lucasfilm that came out a few years previously. You may have heard of it. I did a review on it. They did a lot of fanfare, right? You had toys, you had merchandise, you had everything, even a soundtrack. Well, now it's time for the sequel. And what did they make? 5 issues of a comic book from Dark Horse. Now, this was written by Steve Perry, this was his first comic book ever to write, and it was called Shadows of the Empire Evolution. It basically picks up the story, of course, maybe a year or so later, and the focus is on Guri. If you remember who Guri was, she was Prince Caesar's android. And in the first issue, she's searching for Mossad Thrumble to help her alter her programming. You see, she doesn't want to be an assassin droid anymore. She doesn't want all these Black Sun secrets in her head. So she's trying to start her new life right now. And so she is on pursuit of people who can maybe operate on her and change her programming to where she doesn't have to be the old Guri. Now, in issue 2, she actually changes her search for a droid named Doc. He's a surgical droid. And it turns out that he is the one, maybe the only one, who can help her. Now, of course, I should mention that Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie are all in the Millennium Falcon, and they're all riding around the galaxy helping her out. So, in issue 3, we find out bounty hunter Kar Yang is after her. Now, who is this bounty hunter? I think he actually made his appearance in issue 2, now I think about it. But anyway, Kar Yang is a vulture-like, alien creature, and he was said to be the second most dangerous bounty hunter in the galaxy, right under Boba Fett, which is why we've heard so much about him. Never. I'm guessing what Steve Perry was going for was to create this, new character in the Expanded Universe that, in his idea, he thought everyone would love to share and love to put in their stories too. But in reality, he's not that good of a character. The vulture alien thing isn't working for me. He's not that interesting a character at all. He is completely, 100% forgettable. How forgettable? I forgot he even existed until I reviewed these comic books just recently. I was like, wait, who's this? Wait, where's he been? Has he been in other things too? Nope, just this comic book series, and that's it. And there's good reason too, because he is a bore. He's not like let's say a dirge, Now, there's an interesting bounty hunter that I think probably could have taken off. I mean, he did, but not as big as I thought he should have. But Kar Yang, no, he got about as much attention as he needed to, maybe about 4 issues more than he should have. So let me go ahead and wrap up these last 2 issues here. Issues 4 and 5, they find Doc, he starts to work on Guri, and of course in issue 5 there is a resolution. Now, I don't like giving spoilers here, so I'm trying to paint a broad picture so you'll read it. But let me tell you what I thought about it. It's not good. Not good at all. Man, oh man, where to start on this one? It's sad because I remember when this came out, everyone was super excited. I mean, we knew what Shadows of the Empire was. Everyone loved it. It was a big deal for the Star Wars Expanded Universe. So when the comic book came out, they tried to do some fanfare around it, but there wasn't going to be a soundtrack. There wasn't going to be a game. It seemed like it was an afterthought. But still, I was like, well, it's Shadows of the Empire. It'll probably get people's interest, in the Expanded Universe again. And this is comic book form. I was thinking this is going to be a win. Steve Perry's writing it. It's not going to be someone else. So that's really good. You got the author from the book writing this comic book story. And then you get the first issue. You're like, what's with all the stars? Seriously, I don't understand the cover art in any of these issues. I know they're like little explosions, but they look like stars, and it's very colorful, and it's got a white background. And I don't know if we're going for a 4th of July type of, celebratory, red, white, and blue or something. And sometimes it seemed like that. And I was like, why are the covers like this? Why is there a white background? I didn't understand anything. I mean, the art's okay in it. But then you start reading it, and you're like, oh no, this is a Guri story. Guri's probably one of the least interesting characters in Shaz the Empire. I mean, if you think about it, Big Jizz and Spike got way more love and attention than Guri did afterwards in the comic books. But I guess Steve Perry thought, hey, let's put Guri in there. People like Guri. No. If he'd have made it about Dash Rendar, way more people were interested in Dash Rendar. Or maybe even a Prince Scizor spinoff, a prequel maybe to it would have been interesting. I don't know, but trying to complete Guri's story, which no one really cared about, and plus, she's not even mentioned in the expanded universe until Shaz the Empire, and then she's not mentioned in between. They don't have any, so it's not like she was a big character or people were demanding more Guri. I also didn't like how, the main three, Luke, Leia, and Han, and Chewie, in fact, were all bundled up into the Millennium Falcon, just flying around the galaxy with her because they had nothing better to do. Hello, I think it's a very busy time right now. But other than that, though, the story was just boring. It was terrible. I don't know what the story behind Evolution is, but I'm guessing that Steve Perry wanted to do a sequel, wanted to write another book since the first one sold so well, and Bantam said, yeah, we're going to pass on that. We got other projects to work on. And I guess they said, give it to Dark Horse, and Dark Horse was like, yeah, we'll give you just 5 issues, not 6. It sounds like it can only go 5. And they just slapped it together and just sent it out and stamped the, Shaz the Empire logo on it so that people like me and people who like Shaz the Empire would buy it, because they're fans of just the video game. We're like, oh, they made a comic book, I'll get it. But it wasn't that good, and it did Shaz the Empire disservice. In fact, after reading it, I was like, ugh. If you've ever seen the movie Donnie Darko, and then you saw the DVD straight-to-video sequel called S. Darko, that's exactly what Shadows of the Empire Evolution is. It's the direct-to-video sequel to a big epic story. So, and by the way, it doesn't get mentioned in anything else in the expanded universe. I mean, it has 0 impact. And to be honest, Shaz the Empire doesn't have that much impact either. I mean, besides just the main book, a few of the characters get mentioned a little bit, but Evolution, no one cares about this comic book. So should you read it now that I've dolled it like that? I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. It isn't that good, I don't think. It was a grand disappointment, in my opinion, because there's so much potential of other stories they could have continued on. Again, I think a Dash Rendar comic book would have, sold well. I know they put him in some other stuff, but, if you're going to make a direct sequel, why put it about Guri? It's okay to have Guri in there, but why that be the main storyline as her? I don't know. I don't know the thinking. I don't know the thought process here. But again, those covers just looked weird too as well. And you can skip it if you want to. Now, if you like Shaz the Empire, will you like Evolution? Probably not, because I enjoyed Shaz the Empire, and I did not enjoy Evolution either. So I don't really have anything that good to say about it. I mean, it's not like the worst story Dark Horse ever put out, not by far. Now, it's not the worst story that the Star Wars comic books ever had by far, but it's mediocre at best. So anyway, it's like a missed opportunity is what it is, and this straight-to-video, sequel to a great, great, great novel. All right, folks, that's all the time I have for now. See you next time with another video.